Why howdy everyone, welcome to week 2 here in Court Systems. Before we get started talking about what we've got going on next week, just kind of a brief update on what happened last week. First, this video presentation is a little later than normal and probably will be for the next couple weeks because I'll be teaching the Police Academy this morning. When I would have normally made the video, I had 11 third graders from Walt Disney Elementary who learned all about crime scenes, and they were really good kids and asked lots of questions, a lot more than my college student classes do. So you know, they were fun to have, but it kind of pushed back some of the video, so it's a little bit late. Several people have not completed all the work that was due this week. You don't want to get into that habit. The deadline was midnight Thursday night. I'm shooting this Friday afternoon, so you've even had a little extra time to get completed. Just get out of the habit of getting things in late, because it's really going to be detrimental to your grade. So catch up. Now, as far as the majority of the students actually did introduce themselves in the introduction discussion board and talk about a lot of the services here on campus. We've got a variety of students. We've got one student who's a general studies major. My introductory class had several that were general studies majors. Got, let's see, 5 students who said they wanted to be police officers. A couple others apparently wanted to go into police work. I've got one that said they're going to start the academy next semester. One wanted to be a criminal investigator. One wanted to be a homicide investigator. One wanted to be either a criminal investigator or a criminal analyst. Then we had a few that wanted to work in forensic. One wanted to work in the forensic area. One wanted to work as analysis and data collection for criminal labs. One was wanted to be a public service worker or investigative type job. The dream job would be with the FBI. Got one student who got a biology degree and an MBA, and now in finance, and now they are looking at taking some criminal justice classes. So welcome aboard. Maybe you could be a financial crimes investigator, and doing forensic accounting is a very big field in criminal justice today. One of them said they do not have any goals besides getting through the semester, and another said their goal was just to graduate with an AAS in criminal justice. So we kind of got 2 that have short-term goals, not long-term goals. And then we've got one that wants to be a criminal pathology, and another that wants to go to U of H in Clear Lake and then work towards becoming a lawyer. So that kind of gives you an idea. We got a few people who have not introduced themselves yet, and many of you have already done your required follow-up post to the introductory questions. So that's good. Welcome your fellow student. Not as many people have done the paraphrase exercise, so please be sure you get that done, and then the follow-up on it, so you read how other people will paraphrase things. That's kind of the goal here, is to see that many people can read one article, but they're not going to paraphrase it the same. They're not going to, they'll look at it from different angles. So that's kind of the goal there. So make sure you get that done as your follow-up post. But let me get out of the way and we'll talk about what else we've got going on this week. Okay, so we're going to be looking at Chapter 1 and Chapter 2 this week. For Chapter 1 is on courts, crimes, law, and controversy. So print out your exam review so you can start working on it as you read the chapter in the book and as you watch the video. Now, that video will not be visible to you until you have made a 100 on the introductory quiz and participated in the introduce yourself and paraphrase discussions. So if the video is not there, go back and make sure you made a 100 on the introductory quiz and that you participated in both those discussions. You'll also have to make your original post on discussion number 1, and we'll do the same thing for Chapter 2. As I said with Chapter 1, so start working on your exam review for 2. 2 is on federal courts. Read the chapter in the book, watch the video. you'll take the quiz. Now, the video and the quiz will not be visible to you until you've made a 70 or better on the Chapter 1 quiz. And then you'll need to make the original post on discussion 2. And as I mentioned earlier, you need to do your follow-up post both for your introduce yourself and the paraphrase discussion. Now, let me get down here to the discussion video without the advertisement on top of it. I've put together a little video. It's about 20 minutes long, but it explains what you need to do in your discussion. Please watch that, particularly if you hadn't taken one of my online classes before, to make sure you get the discussion done correctly. Talks about the discussion and the follow-up, and the follow-up is usually the area that gets most people in trouble. So then you can submit both of those, and then you'll find your quizzes and so forth. Last thing on here is the Ask Your Instructor. I don't know if I mentioned it in the first week, but this is an area where you can ask me questions that relate to broad subjects in the chapter, in the course. Anything that you want to know about. If you post them here, then not only will you see them, but other students can see the questions and the answers. Now, what you need to do is, if you click on this Ask Your Instructor and go here and click on subscribe. I've already subscribed to it, so I'm not going to unsubscribe. But when you do that, what happens is anytime someone posts to this discussion board, you'll get an email. And it might be something that you're interested in, or a question that you two had, so you can get the answer. And don't worry about getting inundated by a bombardment of people asking 5 or 10 questions a day. If I get 5 questions a semester on the Ask Your Instructor discussion board, that was a busy semester for the Ask Your discussion board. Now, things that you do not want to ask here are things about your personal grades, your degree plan, or anything of personal nature. Those questions you need to send to me in an email to cfoss@alvincollege.edu, and then I will do my best to respond to those and answer them. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. Make sure you start getting the work done. If you're one of the ones that were behind, please catch up. I don't want to see someone fall behind and adversely affect their grade or make it so they can't complete the course. So please get caught up if you are behind. And if you're not behind, stay ahead. That's great. I'll talk to you again next week.